Hello students, welcome back to physical science class. Today in this video you are going to learn about corrosion and what are the preventive methods of corrosion, rancidity and preventive methods of rancidity. So first we will learn about what is corrosion. Corrosion is a process in which metals are eaten up gradually by the action of air, moisture or a chemical on their surface. Corrosion is caused mainly by the oxidation of metals by the oxygen of the air. In general, metals are very strong in nature and metals do not react easily with air or water. But if it is exposed to the air or the atmosphere for a long time, and if it is treated or if it is kept like that only in the water, the metal may react with oxygen or the water and it will get spoiled. So like that a metal is eaten up or the spoiled by the action or the reaction with the oxygen or the water is known as corrosion. Then we are saying that metals are get corroded. The best example of the corrosion of metal is iron. If iron is exposed to the air and the water, it will get rust soon. If iron article is get rusted, it loses its property like lustrous, yes, and malleability and the ductility. These are the properties of a metal. These all will get lost when a metal is get corroded. So like that iron is get corroded. Similarly, if you see, not only iron, the silver also get corroded. When silver articles are kept open in air, the sulfur that present in air reacts with the silver and forms a chemical layer of silver sulfide, which turns the silver to black color. This is known as corrosion of silver. Similarly, if copper is kept open in air, a green color layer forms on a copper article, and this is called the corrosion of copper. So copper carbonate get formed on a copper article. This is known as corrosion of copper. Like that, all the metal, not only one or two metals, all the metals with one or two, any one of the gas, it will get react and it loses its property. This process is known as corrosion or corrosion of metal. So if any metal is get corroded, we are saying that the metal got corroded or the spoiled. So what happens, what are the effects of corrosion? It reduces strength, lifetime is reduced, metallic properties are lost, wastage of metal. Wastage of metal in the sense, see, if you observe, railway tracks are laid by iron and bridges are constructed by iron. Like that, for in construction, maximum will use iron. So like that, if any construction or any article or the bridge or the railway tracks, if anything is get rusted, then that should be replaced with other metal. Like that, more amount of metal will get wasted. Yes, so like these are the few effects of corrosion. And next we will going to learn about what are the preventive methods of corrosion, preventions of corrosion, how we will save our metal. So here one of the method is that painting a metal. In general, iron articles will get painted. How paint helps? Paint acts as a protecting layer which do not allow air to get react with a metal. Thereby, metal oxides will not get formed, oxidation will not get formed, oxidation will not take place. Like that, the paint do not allow it to make a chemical reaction. Like that, metals will be in a safe position and it will not get corroded. So there are other methods also. Another one is the surface is protected by applying a thin film of oil or a grease. If you observe, the cycle chains are coated with grease and oil. In general, cycle chains are coated or applied grease in order to reduce the friction. At the same time, the grease help the iron chain of the cycle to not to react with atmospheric air or the oxygen and thereby to get corroded. So like that, whatever the surface it may be, if you apply oil or a grease, it acts as a protective layer which do not allow the oxygen to get oxygen or any other type of metal or gas to get react with the metal and to get corroded. So another one is the metal is electroplated by applying a thin film of metals like tin, nickel, zinc, chromium and aluminum. Here, what is electroplated? Coating a uh, coating a liquid metal or one metal onto the another metal by the process of electrolysis is known as electroplating. Here, the metal which is least reactive to the atmospheric gases, that is selected as a protective layer in order to coat on the other metal. So like that, one metal is coated on another method. This process is known as electroplating. For example, if you take zinc, zinc is used to coat on iron articles and this process is known as galvanization. So zinc acts as a protective layer on that particular iron article which do not allow the iron to get react with the atmospheric gases. Thereby it will be in safe zone and it will not get corroded soon. So these are the few preventive methods in general we are using in order to keep metal safe from corrosion. Yes, and next topic is rancidity. So what is rancidity? Rancidity is nothing but in simple way it is spoiling food. When food is kept open in air, we'll observe a bad smell that come from a food, and we are saying that food got spoiled. That phenomena only known as rancidity. And if you see in general in science, we used to tell like this: spoilage of fats may occur on storage, particularly if the fats are highly unsaturated and the conditions of storage are conducive to chemical change in the fats. It is called rancidity. This rancidity is known as two types: hydrolysis and oxidation. Hydrolysis type of rancidity. If more amount of water is present in the more amount of water or more moisture is present in the food, which allows the food particle to take a chemical reaction, thereby spoilage of food get occur. This is known as hydrolysis type of rancidity. And second one is oxidation. When food is kept open in atmospheric air, the food gets reacts with oxygen and oxidation takes place. When oxidation takes place, the food gets spoiled. This is known as oxidation type of rancidity. So in general, rancidity is nothing but the fats or the oils that present in a food. When it is reacts with atmospheric oxygen or the moisture and it gets spoiled, this phenomena is known as rancidity. And next we will see what are the preventive methods. And before going to see the preventive method, we will see what are the factors that causing rancidity. If food is get exposed to light, if food is exposed to the oxygen, and if food is stored in metals such as iron or zinc tins, yes, are the suppose the food or the pickles which is stored in any metal containers, it will get spoiled soon. Why? Because this food may react with the metals. So metals always get ready to react with the water, salt, oil, whatever it may be. Similarly, this salt acts as a preservative in the food. If amount of salt in the food less also, it will get spoiled soon. And water, bacteria and molds, whatever, these are the few factors in general that causes the food to get rancid or spoiled. This is called rancidity of a food. And next we will learn what are the preventive methods of rancidity. So here by adding antioxidants. Antioxidants means these are the chemical substances which do not allow the food to get react with oxygen. This is known as antioxidant or the antioxidants. Antioxidants are added to some food to slow down oxidative properties and oxidation. So here there two antioxidants are given. Those are BHA and BHT. Second one is that vacuum pumping. So vacuum pumping is nothing but whenever the food which is stored in the packers, the air is get removed. In general, air contain oxygen. If oxygen is there, the food in which it is storing may get spoiled. So in order that the air from the packets is get removed, that process is known as vacuum pumping. Next, adding inert gases. Inert gases in the sense, for example, if you observe the Lay's packets, what is a gas that filled in the Lay's packets or any chips packets in order to keep the chips crispy in nature? Nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas does not allow the food to get reacted. And second one is that it stops the oxidation of the food, and it keeps the chips to get and keep it in crispy in nature. It is good for storing, but it is not good for our health to consume. That's the reason we have to avoid the storage food packers or the storage food to take or consume. And the next preventive method is refrigeration. Keeping food in refrigerator, and it keeps the food to get oxidation and thereby corroded and thereby spoiled or the rancidity. So refrigeration is another process where we can store the food in order to uh, keep the food away from rancidity. And next one, packing food protected from light. The package of the food package to be packed in such a way that they have to take care the light should not enter into the package. So these are the few of the preventive methods that helps the food to get rid from rancidity. I hope you understood this topic. Yes, followed assignments will be sent to you. Complete the assignment and submit in time. And again we will meet in next coming class, that is in Zoom class on Monday. Thank you very much.